Now, House of Aaron always gives us the tea, but I want to know, what did you think Monyetta had to say? I can't wait to find out. Because she was a bump on the stump all season. Her and Sonya had just as much storyline. So the heifer from Shreveport. So she started in dance. She had a troupe. I wonder, was your troupe like the troupe that Elise Neal said she had that they stole the Pussycat Dolls from on Hollywood Divas? Because remember, Elise Neal said they stole the Pussycat Dolls from her. Girl, Aaron had to ask you what was your main job when you were meeting Neo. Because you were giving, I want to be a pop singer and a rock singer. And then I'm going to do an album of lullabies. And girl, you was doing a whole lot. So Monietta was also acting, and that's when she met Neo when he was shooting a movie in Shreveport. Now, are you sure he wasn't shooting a movie in Baton Rouge and his head was just so big it ended up in Shreveport? She said, look, it's all love with me and Neo. I'm making money off our co-parenting business because I've got co-parenting planners and co-parenting classes. I got a book about how I kept it classy. My husband hang out with him now, child. I don't care. So Monyetta was supposed to come on Housewives of Atlanta the same year that Kenya and Portia came on, but Neo said it would ruin his career. It wouldn't have. Well, it probably would have ruined your career because the spotlight would have been on your poor treatment of dear Monyetta Yawn. She won't say that he cheated. She said they cheated together. I did hear her say that she was tired of having so many threesomes. She felt like she wasn't enough. And it's not that you weren't enough. You married a hoe. Neo is a big-headed hoe. So she's been friends with Candy since she was with Neo for 13 years. So he asked her, is there collusion with you, Candy, Kenya, and almost Drew, but then they kicked Drew out of the Kalulu? He said, why aren't you a peach holder? And she said, Bravo wanted something different. Something interesting. I mean, you're good as the chorus, but you offered nothing. She said, maybe I'm too much like Cynthia, and Sonya seems to be filling that role. But if they want to see elegance and connected and a wife, they can come here. That's true, because Kenya has played and parted being a wife for years, and half them heifers is divorced. And Marlo, we don't know what kind of piece of a man you got, but we know he's taking that chairlift to give you some coot cock. And Drew's as much of a wife as she is an actress. So Monyetta said, I am friends with one of the OGs on Beverly Hills, and let me tell you, we were going to do a Beverly Hills Atlanta crossover for our first cast trip. But they went to Birmingham instead. The producers fucked that up. So he asked her how much a friend of the show gets, and she says, well, it's more than a day rate because, you know, I am an established reality star, but I could still make a few more dollars. And then he said, well, Marlo was acting like she was making bank as a friend of. Marlo was darn near a star on that show, and that was the first time Marlo got a check either because she was used to getting cash on a nightstand. So for Marlo, that was a step up. But now we're going to play the word association. Candy Burris, worldwide. Love Andy Cohen. Girl, you kissing that cockeyed ass. Martell Holt, streets. Now for me, it's syphilis. Oh, Sheree Whitfield. She said two-faced. I've known her as long as Candy. She got new for TV. Well, you know Sheree needs that check like nobody's business. When did Marlo Amos say that Monyetta kissed more ass than Kenya eats? And also, whose ass is Kenya eating? She ain't got nobody. I refuse to believe that she's ever seen Mark's penis. That is a donor daddy. She got a lot of smoke for Sheree because Sheree went on podcasts and wouldn't say anything nice about Monyetta, low-key threw her under the bus, but always kissed no-lip Courtney ass, but still showed up at her birthday party at her new house to skin and grin in her face. Sheree showed up for the free food because she was hungry and the lights were out at Chateau Sheree. House of Aaron says on the night that Marlo got into it with Candy, she should have stayed and played games with the heifers that stayed inside. No, that's the candy-coated clique and they gonna stay together. She know which side her bread is buttered on. And besides, Marlo done gone off with that Warren ankle one time too many and Monietta wasn't here for it. One word for Drew Sidora and she said that's a doozy. I think doozy is a perfect word for Drew Sidora. One word for Courtney and it's a lot. I say no lip. How can you be a lot with a lack of lip? And a lack of plot line. So, Monietta's a little peeved with Kenya that Kenya's saying you don't make a friend of a show, a housewife. She's like, hey, I know you're trying to get at Courtney, but you getting at me too. Monyetta, they ain't asking Kenya back. You ain't got to worry about that. Monyetta, you keep saying you ain't picking. Monyetta, you keep saying I ain't pick me, but you want to be a housewife so bad. It's okay, but you asking the network to pick you. She's seen the softer side of Kenya and doesn't know what Courtney's talking about, saying that Kenya's rude in real life. Courtney will say or do anything to get on this show and maybe to get on Ralph. Aaron said, are you sure somebody ain't put a root on her? She had 2 ambulances and they cut out all her scenes. He might be right. Monyetta said Kenya was really putting her heart and soul into that salon, and they should have showed it. She loves Sonya Yon Ross. Oh, and Sonya shaded Monyetta in her interview with Carlos. I don't know how that heifer with the threadbare storyline of your sister leaving your house gonna laugh at anybody. I mean, she gave just as much bump as a stump as you. She says she does not recall Kenya's cuss out in Portugal. Remember when Kenya acted like she was all big and bad? Well, the moment never happened, or at least Monyetta don't remember. Monyetta, you keep saying, I'm connected, but you're boring. You can be connected to everybody. You can be worldwide, a worldwide yawn. Just begging to be on Bravo. But you're giving me TV. Child, so somebody asked Monyetta if she had a peach, and Marlo said no, she's just a friend. I said she's just a friend. They say she's just a friend. Monyetta don't got what the show need. But we say she's just a friend. But we say she's got... You know Marlo is always sticking her nose where it doesn't belong. You gonna call Marlo's peach a charity peach, but you're sitting here fruitless. Monyetta says Kenya and Roy aren't fake. She introduced them a while ago. I'm sorry, honey. Just because you introduce don't make it authentic. Monyetta agrees they should test the girls, and they never tested her. They just threw her in a scene. And you act like it, and it looks like it, and it reads like it. Girl, how many times you gonna promote Carlos's interviews? You making sure you respond to everybody that done said something. Why don't you get in these heifers' DMs? Now you mad at Nene dissing the friends of the show. Nene never mentioned you by name because we forgot you were a friend of the show. But you're not a pick me. This is the most pick me interview I've seen. Her dream team is Candy, Nene, Sheree, Kenya, and Sheree, because she's got stuff to squash with her. Girl, because she got into it with Sheree at the reunion. No Sonya, no Courtney. Herself and Portia rounded out. So she was in the past as well as the attorney. I don't know if I'm ever going to get to it. I might, but it was painful. Lord, so Monietta's wig starts slipping a little bit because the air conditioning is going on and off. What is it with Atlanta and the air conditioner always being on the fritz? I'm going to need Georgia Power to get it together. So she wants a peach, and she wants a peach bad. She said, look, we're getting ready to have a surrogacy storyline. Come on down and film. This was a love letter to Bravo. All right, well, that was the shit, so I'm going to see you soon. For Tyrese on The Breakfast Club, oh, Lord. A heifer's work is never done. Oh, it's only 5.